But then everything fell apart. My mother got sick, and my father left us. It was just me and my brother trying to take care of Mom until she died.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Ian.
Me too. I can relate in some ways. My family went through a similar situation.
I just don't understand why God would do that to us. We're good people. We went to church every Sunday. We never hurt anyone.
Let me assure you, you're certainly not the first to feel that way. Many people have struggled to understand why bad things happened. The Bible's answer may surprise you. In fact, that's one of the reasons we're here today. The question we've been discussing from the Bible is, how do we know that our suffering is not punishment from God?
Really?
Yes. Please notice what we read here at James 1:13. When under trial, let no one say, I'm being tried by God. For with evil things, God cannot be tried, nor does he himself try anyone. Notice the first part of this verse. When we face trials, we may feel like we're being tried or tested by God. But is that really the case? Notice the second part of the verse. Would you agree that if God exists, he cannot be tested by evil?
Of course. That would be impossible.
We agree. And what comforting assurance do we find in the end of the verse?
That God does not try us with evil?
Exactly. Of course, a logical question is, if God isn't the cause of our suffering, who or what is? Next time we're here, let's discuss the principal reason why we suffer.
Okay.
The last time we were here, we left the question, why do we suffer? Notice the answer that the Bible gives here at 1 John 5:19. Shane, will you please read that?
Sure. It says, we know that we originate with God, but the whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one.
Thank you. So according to this verse, who controls the world? Is it God or someone else?
It says the wicked one. Does that mean the devil?
Yes. He's the real ruler of the world. Do you think we're seeing evidence of his rule in the world around us?
For sure. All of the crime and hatred that exists.
Exactly. And in other parts of the Bible, it shows that Satan's influence has led to sin and death for all mankind.
I've never heard that before, but it makes a lot of sense.
You're right, it does. So, God doesn't cause our suffering, but he does care about it. Maybe next time we can discuss how God feels about our suffering. You may find that the answer addresses some of those nagging questions you've had about God.
Now the first thing you notice is that you have the guy who there at his house. He's all black, and you can tell that he's a so-called black man or black boy. Then you have the first guy that's speaking. You can tell by his accent that he's Hispanic, either Puerto Rican or one of the Spanish-speaking people. And then when the other guy talks, you can tell that he's a so-called Caucasian, and they have him gray. I wonder why they have these two black and this Caucasian as gray. That's the first error. Alright, now let's address these points. First, you have the point that God don't cause suffering. Now, what he told them was his father left his mother. And then he said, after that she got sick and she died. Okay, let's address them 3 points. Okay, the first verse is Isaiah 45, verse 7. I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Ecclesiastes 8 and 3. It says, 8 and 5. It says, whosoever keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. Whosoever keep the commandments shall feel no evil thing. And then when you go to Deuteronomy 28, it says in verse 15 that if you break the commandments, they say all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So you go to 54, it says, the man, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards his wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. See, suffering from God. Because God said he's going to bring these curses upon you. Okay, so that's one point that's being debunked. Okay, then it says she passed, after she got sick, she passed away. Now let's get the sickness. In verse 59 it says, the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed. It said even great plagues of long continence and sore sicknesses. So he would even make sicknesses. And 61 it say also every sickness and plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon you until you be destroyed. So I don't hear nothing about a devil. Okay, let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs 29. 26 it say, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. Every man's judgment come from the Lord. That's Proverbs 29:26. Now Job chapter 2 verse 10, it says, what shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? So Job was saying the evil was coming from God. Now let's go to the Apocrypha, which these people are trying to hide. And then we're going to go into what they talking about. Because the 2 verses they pulled was a bold-faced lie. 4:25. That my children suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God, not from the devil, not from the ruler of this world, but from God. See, that's when you know you got a bunch of deceivers trying to teach you what's going on. Lamentations 4 and 6, for the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom that was overthrown as in a moment, and no man stayed on her. So he's saying he punished his people, and it was greater than the sin of Sodom. He punished his people, not no devil. Okay, let's get First Ezra 8:24. Say, whosoever shall transgress the law of thy God and of the king shall be punished diligently, whether it be by death or other punishment, or by penalty of money, or by imprisonment. See, he didn't say the devil was going to do it. He said, you transgress the law of God. That's what the source of the punishment is coming from. And it's your living arrangement, you dying, or any other kind of punishment or suffering that you're going through. Let me get Surah 8:5. Say, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we all are worthy of punishment. So these individuals, they telling lies on the scriptures, and they blaspheming the Holy Spirit, which is the scriptures. Now let's get this Job 34:10. So this is what they trying to say. It says, therefore hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. Far be it from God that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should commit iniquity. So they pretty much saying for him punishing people, that's wickedness. See, for him punishing people for not doing what he tells them to do is wickedness. That's what they saying. Because he said in Ecclesiastes 8:5, if you do what I tell you to do, you shall feel no evil thing. Meaning no evil will come upon you if you obey and do what you're supposed to do. So let's get Job 4:7. They say, remember I pray thee that whoever perish or die being innocent, or were the righteous cut off. Well, these was like the boy said, we was good people. We went to church every Sunday. See, he's saying the righteous ain't gonna get cut off. Verse 8, it says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So these people don't know what they talking about. I don't know why they teaching the Bible. They need to put this book down. But they don't know what they talking about. And this is what happened to them. Look at 2 Thessalonians I'm just quoted 2 Thessalonians 2:11 say, the Lord hath sent them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. All praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh, Bashim Kakadash. Shalom.